Okay, so I just gotta start out with how fucking weird. It's so fucking weird right now. Guess what time it is? It's 10 o'clock. It's like I'm just going backwards. I swear to God, there was like a point in time where I bitched about 4 in the morning. Then it was 3 in the morning. And then I don't remember there really being much 2 in the morning. I guess there was. But then there was some 1 in the morning. Then there became midnight. Then 11. Then 10. Now it's 9. Is what in the wacky, I'm telling you, my existence is fucking weird right now. I feel like I'm in some sort of what are those things called? They make all these superhero movies. Comic book. I feel like life is a comic book. It feels like it's not a cartoon. It's too dramatic. It's like it's a goddamn comic book. And it's the Gotham City. It's like, it's so weird. And it is, like, even when I try and look at time or look at things like in the day, it is like, I can't, I don't know. It's like, I just feel like it's like I'm wound up. I just got to keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. And, like, the weirdest, I'm having so many weird things, but this was so fucking weird. So Stella kept wanting to go outside. So she keeps going outside. This fucking weird weather. Right now, there is this weird sound, and I've talked about it before, but it was so obvious to me right now. It's like this whirring. It's like this giant machine. You can hear it outside. It's like you open the door, and it's like, it's not like crickets and shit. No, it's just woo, woo. It's like, what the fuck? A giant generator out there? Like, there's so much weird shit. The fog and all this stuff now, because there's so much going on with the fog with all the other people. Because I swear to God, we were a testing spot. I'm sure there was some other ones, but small little isolated areas. And we were getting fogged. I kept talking about it years ago. And I was like, there's something weird about this fog. And it doesn't make any sense and stuff. And now that they're doing it everywhere, and now people are looking it up, and it's the CIA and it's the military. And it's a whole fucking thing. And they do have a huge part of the country under it, which is there's something in it, in the stuff. It creates sickness or something. I'm having weird symptoms. Like, my stomach keeps doing weird stuff. I have a horrible headache. I'm getting these horrible frequency attack sounds or something. They're like so loud. Some of this stuff, like, let me finish telling about what with Stella, because she kept wanting to be outside, And and it's foggy all motherfucking day. And even though there was a lull, like, it seemed kind of nice out for a little while because it wasn't raining and it wasn't freezing. It wasn't like warm and sunny. It just wasn't raining and freezing. It was just kind of still. And but even when you're in those little moments that are still, it'll just start plopping these big raindrops on your head. So but she kept being out there, and I was sitting on the couch, and I don't know, everything is always chopped up. Even if I try and start watching a movie, she'll interrupt me, so I gotta pause it, I gotta stop. It's just like everything is chopped up. And I don't know if it is just because of her constant disrupting me. And I stop what I'm doing, go do what she wants, stop what I'm doing, go do what she wants. And then plus, I'm not really tied into anything. I'm not doing anything of great importance. Like, I'm looking at TikTok or, and TikTok is, I'm having a really hard time. I was like, even yesterday, I was like, I don't even want to fucking look at it. But then I'm sitting there looking for something to watch. So I'm like, God, I feel so cut off from the world. It's like my only thing to see what's going on out in the world. So it's like, fuck, I gotta just go on there and, look and see what's going on. Because it's the only way that I feel like, I can look out my window, and my window is just like, there's nothing. There's literally nothing. is fucking, I'm still stuck in a time warp of Krampus. Once that Krampus winter came in and the darkness and the coldness and the eeriness had settled, it's like, it's just been like that the whole fucking time. Right now, a lot of the snow's melting, but it's just an eeriness. It's so foggy and there's nobody out. Weird sounds. I put out yesterday when I put out the food for the birds and the squirrels, there's nothing that was eaten. I was like, well, do they not like this? I gotta give them always the same kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Whenever that shit happens, so it's like, God damn it. Quit fucking killing everything. Fuck. God, I was having a hard time yesterday with that. And I was crying. Just, fuck. Damn it. Quit killing everything. But so Stella was outside. And, I was sitting there and she came in and it was weird because it's like as soon as she came in, I felt like we were in two different realities. We were in two different frequencies. It was weird. She wasn't moving right. I was like, the way she was looking, and she was like in this weird panic, and she was doing this like weird, it was almost like this weird like seizure or something. And she kept doing it and doing it. And like, and she was looking at me in glitch. I was like, is she having a seizure? And I just think that she's like, what is happening? I'm having so many weird glitches. So many weird things happen all the fucking time. So I just was like, okay, there's so much weird shit with our reality. And since it's not real, there is this glitching, this like, and that's what I felt like. It was like she was glitching or something. And so I had to calm her down and relax her. And so I just started calming her and petting her and calming her and petting her, which was weird because I just felt like everything, she was moving weird. I was like, it was so trippy. And so I'm trying to calm her down, and I felt like I was like, it was so weird. And then she settled down and she calmed down and she was just like, and, and I felt like I pulled her back into reality. Like it was really weird. I know it sounds crazy, but it was fucking weird as shit. And another thing too, I forgot to say, I did do a big old clearing the other day. Try and clear the energy. There's still this fog, and there has been these giant fucking, I don't know. It's weird. I think it was after the clearing. I did something, and it seems like it was a couple days ago, but I swear to God, sometimes one day, the way it's all divided up and stuff, I feel like it's like a couple days. So I'm really off on shit. And, but I had done something, and I don't know what it was. And I came around the corner, and I went into the kitchen, and I was doing something, and then I turned, and right as I turned, there was a fucking giant ass fucking man standing here watching me. It scared the shit out of me. And I just turned real quick, and I was like, fuck, what the fuck? And but now I've seen 3. I don't know what these fucking big, it's like they're, I would say that they seem like they kind of like are Men in Black or something. Because they seem like guys in suits, but they're huge, huge, huge. And I don't know. I swear to God, I just don't even know. And sometimes it makes me wonder, like, am I monitored because I'm out in the astral and I don't realize I'm going out, and so they're watching me? Some of this stuff is like, just goes natural to me. Like, I didn't know I was doing some of this stuff because I thought everybody did it. Like, I thought everybody talked to other guys like this. I thought, and it was weird, is when I started talking to spiritual people. Like, once there started being more people that I had in my, what I would encounter, there were also, waking up and stuff. Well, I don't know, because the waking is so weird. that is one thing I want to say more about. It was fucking Texas weird shit. But I don't remember what I was gonna say. It's weird. It's weird. And when I go on a TikTok, and yesterday it was like so many videos from that thought criminal, and she's very injected or a big part or something. I don't know if it's because she has a platform, and so they're having, probably they had some bigger accounts, bigger Patriot accounts, especially the ones that are outspoken. But even when, like, there's all different levels of these Patriot accounts, and but there's ones that are just so motherfucking divisive. If you're just nonstop talking shit on other people, talking shit on liberals, talking, and how stupid, and talking down to them, being condescending, what is the energy you're putting out? Like, it's not fucking rocket science, man. Like, it's fucking obvious. Like, how is it not obvious to you? How do you sit there and put out that energy and then fucking talk about God? Like, how do you put those two things in your mouth together? It's weird, man. And there's so many weird things about it. I mean, there's just so many. I just can't see anything that's not weird. There's a lot more people now talking about that this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Like, what in the fuck are you guys doing? This is totally J6 set up again. Like, they're fucking doing it. And it was like, how did you guys not learn from the other one? But then I sit there and think, oh, yeah, but these are still the ones, same people are telling us to get out there and VOTE immediately. They're spouting off this fucking amendment, that amount, what? I'm using my second amount. I'm using my first amount. It's like, man, there's such a different way of going about things. There's like this arterial battleground. It's like, oh, the dark. And then there's let's just all come together. Let's just figure it out. Abandon ship. Let's all get on the lifeboat together and go to new lands. That is weird too, because that is something that has been in a repeated cycle. The people that it would just abandon the lands where the kings and queens and these controllers had come in and taken over. Some of them fucking just eating the villagers. They came and took over. And then there was people who scurried away, got on ships and took off and went on lands and went on exhibitions. There was a lot of ships going out where there was guys that were going out looking for ports and land. There was a lot going on because they were going out looking to see what they could get. They were looking for other places. There was a lot. And so the people would go down just like they did in the movies, because they would go down to the docks and they would take like their money and they would say, could we ride with you? And people would go on these, that's how the people would leave and get away from their places. A lot of stuff too, because everything had to be spread word of mouth. They didn't have the internet and stuff. So it would be like you would hear about a place, and stuff had to travel way further because they would communicate like with letters and stuff. But it would take longer to get there. Now we're so used to this, wanting something immediately. If we don't have it by tomorrow, well, it's, God damn it. And people used to have to just like wait and wait and wait. Oh, which, by the way, I just saw this lady and she is, I think she's Caribbean, Jamaican. Maybe she's Jamaican. I don't remember. I think maybe that. And she's 140 years old. She's either 140 or 141. Just up talking, just regular. I mean, her face looks weathered. But, it looks weathered. Like it's been out there for 140 years. But it doesn't look like, she's sharp. She's up talking and, I'm telling you, this aging thing is way different. They created aging, they created sickness, they created viruses, they created death, they made it all. So, but you got to break your programming. You got to see it for yourself. And so many people don't see it. So many people are focused on this other bullshit. And what's just so wild is that, like, being one of the people who I see myself as being more of a awakening account, think for yourself account. I mean, I know that I get categorized in conspiracy theory and stuff, but to me, it's like it's awareness. It's like paying attention. It's like the shit I've said the whole fucking time. I mean, has there been anything that I was wrong? No. All this shit is real. All this shit is like, it's no fucking theory. And so, I don't know. To me, it's about being aware and how to wake up and how to heal and how to the journey to self, especially with spirituality and this fake weird spirituality that they're trying to push that isn't real. It's like artificial, just like all this bullshit that they're always trying to, even in the fucking giant spiritual community now, it's all about this manifestation. How much more 3D can you get? Just manifest some money, manifest money, manifest money. That's a pretty 3D thing. That's pretty, and you're trying to manifest your prison. You're trying to manifest your idol. There's a lot of things that are just like, I don't know. But, so this, on the thought criminal one, she is having like all these people saying stuff to her, I guess, in the comments. And I don't know. It seems to be apparently a lot of drama on this whole fucking thing. Like it's starting out with drama. This isn't even like the flags are flying in more than one way. And the people aren't seeing it. Like, you just think about, like, through your life when things would happen and you just didn't see, like, you get to the other side and you're like, oh, I saw the flags. Fuck, I saw that fucking flag. I saw that one. God damn it. And you just ignored all the red flags. You just kept going and going. And that, to me, is what I'm seeing. It's like, I see so many. And it's weird, too, because, like, being in this genre or whatever and being in the algorithm with all of these other people who consider themselves to be so awake and are always saying it, but they're always like super arrogant and stuff, which is always a sign. Like if somebody's all arrogant and egotistical, they haven't done the work yet. That's what the whole work is about, is finding that balance. So if somebody's out of balance, clearly they're not awake. Whatever they think awake, like you got the woke group and you got the awake group. But there is the awakening is it's a step up in your consciousness. And there's a healing path that has to be encountered in order to meet yourself. You can't, and this was something that was sticking out so much to me. Oh yeah. It is weird. It is, it's like all these weird different things. Like, I don't even know. Yesterday, I was looking, oh yeah, because I was thinking I wanted to look for this picture of my mom standing out doing the baptism, because I was thinking she had this coat on that looks like my coat. But then I started picturing the picture in my head and it started glitching and going to all these different outfits. And so it was like, God, that's weird. God, everything is not even real. God, I like it. It was just like, so I started looking through my phone because she had sent me a bunch of old pictures just all of a sudden randomly a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, oh, I bet you that picture would be in there. Like, what? Of course she would send me my baptism picture, but it wasn't. And it was a lot of strange pictures. A lot of really strange, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And, but and strange and just like, you know, pictures of like a whole group of people like out at the beach or like this one picture, my dad and some other guy, and it seems like I remember something about my mom telling me something about this, but they each have their arm around some woman who looks kind of like a, I don't know, Playboy Club Hawaii or something. And so has their arm around each of these girls. And my dad, there's like a few different pictures of my dad, you know, just ones where I was just like, what? I don't know, that's strange, but but anyways, when I went to go look for that one and it wasn't there, but there was a picture of me when I was a kid, and it's weird too because this picture has all this emotions to it. It's so strange, and my mom sent it to me, and she was saying something about it, and I was like, yeah, that brings back a bad memory because I don't, and I don't even really remember it. I just remember because I was in ballet class, and I was always so awkward. I wish I would have known. Yeah, I was way better because I had like the body of a ballerina, but I was so insecure about everything. I don't even, sometimes I look back at myself. This was what I was going through yesterday. I look back at myself. It's like, how hard time even knowing myself. Or then you start fucking with your head like, oh my God, am I even my same person? Because I don't, like, you look back and it's like hard to remember. How could I have been so insecure? How could I have been so, mostly insecure? And, but anyways, I was noticing my hair in the thing because all the girls in the picture all have their hair up. And that's what I got in trouble for. The ballerina lady, it seemed like she was always mean to me. I don't know. I was tall and skinny, but I was really long limbs. And so I was, it was super awkward. And that is something too, that they even put that in the autism thing about this awkwardness and falling down and stuff like that. And so that, that awkwardness is something that some of us have. Like, I don't know, I wasn't in my body right or something. I was like, couldn't fit in there right. I was like, oh, this is a hard one to go. And plus, what are these long things? So I don't know. But I wasn't comfortable. I didn't feel like I was like graceful or something, even though I probably was being graceful, but I didn't feel like it. And I felt like I was always getting in trouble by the lady, and I didn't have my hair up. But anyways, so I had this whole feeling of this looking, I was looking at the picture. For one thing, I was looking back at myself as a kid. I was thinking, oh, I was so cute. Gosh. And it's so weird when you look back at these kid pictures of yourself and you see that. You're just like, oh, gosh, that was cute. And then it's weird when you think back of being the kid and not feeling it and just feeling so, I don't know, like the world's out to get you. I swear. And, but anyways, my hair was this color. And I was like, ugh, I don't know how old I was. I think I was like, it seems like I'm like, I don't know, 8 to 10 years old in this picture. It seems like I was really young. So my hair has been this color, must have turned maybe when I was like 4 or 5 from when you're born. You know, you have like such white hair when you're really little. And so it was like this color. And so, because I keep thinking about, my hair color a lot and the richness that keeps coming back in it and how the color keeps deepening. And so then when I was looking at that picture, I was like, oh, so this is like going back to my real hair color, my natural hair color. And so tomorrow is my appointment. It's really early too. But since I tape in the middle of the night now, I won't have any effect. I should be uploaded before I leave. But obviously, there will be some signs of aging. This color's not totally gone. And now it's down to this person like, come on, hurry up. It's like it's so tempting to go get hair color or something. It's like, no, just stop it. Just leave it. It's going to do it by itself. And it is kind of amazing to watch. And but it also, it's weird because of how the hair fills back in with color. It just has to go back into this deeper, but it's in this mid color. And so, I don't know, it's just weird. Because I feel like my eyebrows, my pubes, like, it's weird. It's so weird. I'm telling you, I think that makes me feel the youngest of everything. To look down, you're going to wipe it, you look down, and it's like, oh my God, so colorful. It's like, oh my gosh, there's becomes this aging part where the color is all sucked out of the whole, it's like all the color is gone. And I wonder, if that does make people feel like that part of them's dead. It's just dead. It's like, it's not dead, but it needs water. And so anyways, I'll go back to Texas. Because it's wild, because there's all these other people now who are speaking out. And they must be some in the Patriot movement and stuff. And they are all, like, what the hell, you guys? This is January 6th, like, Fox News is talking about it. Like, this is January 6th written all over. 700,000 cars are saying that's a lot of motherfucking trucks. 700,000. They're already on the road. They're already going. Thought criminal is saying, we're not going right to the border. They're going a half hour from the border. So they're going right outside of Eagle Pass, she's saying. And they're going to just sit there for the weekend or park there for the night and party, or sit there for the weekend and gather to protest. Like, I just don't. I don't understand it. Like, what? It's just strange to me. Like, is this thought through? Like, what are you doing? Like, if you're just doing this whole thing about trying to get people's attention or get people to know, just driving through communities, drawing attention. That is, have trucks that have signs on the side saying, watch the border, or whatever the fuck. But no matter what, that energy is not the energy that's going forward. I don't know how to stress that enough. But this divisive, this is my land, not your land, that whole energy is going. And it's so weird how these people who think they're like, oh, they're God and speaking out fucking, what are those things called? Like, Josiah 17:3 says, that kind of shit. They're always saying that stuff. And, but it's always, use what works good for them. And then, because how do you not see? You're going down to a bunch of fucking strangers. And the way that they always talk about them, it's like, you don't know these people. You don't know any of them. I just saw a video, and this was sad. This is just like this young Venezuelan couple coming across, and then they went through the wire or something. They're stuck in the middle of the wire. So there's something with this razor wire. Like, there's razors on this wire. Like, this is, like, they treat us like goddamn animals. Like, put yourself in the other perspective. Besides the fact that they got them all to come up here. Practically begged them, knocked on their door every day. Please, please, come. America needs you. Please, everybody, come. America's got too many jobs. Please, we need more people. Is there some kind of agenda that they had? They wanted to, overrun us so that they could just, force their agenda. Say, well, all these people voted for it. It's just all bullshit. It's like, nobody's fucking vote for your fucking bullshit. You guys are full of shit. Pile us with the 10 jillion people. which still seems like, you know, it's all working towards the cataclysm, because a lot of these places, who knows what's going to be there and who's not, and what's not going to be there. But the people who are stuck in this razor wire thing, and they hadn't eaten for days, and they were talking, somebody's on the other side of it talking to them, and I don't know, I just felt sorry for them. I was like, man, these people are ambitious for one motherfucking thing, walking all this way, these young people just like with hopes and dreams, you know, this long walk. People here, they can't even fucking walk to 7-Eleven and get in their car to go from the parking lot from one end to the next. Oh, fucking here's Safeway, but goddamn, fucking the other store's way over there. I just can drive. It's like, these people are goddamn walking countries. They're walking. And looking for something better. You don't walk that far for nothing. And not all these people are people to be hated. Not all these people are criminals. These people are just people who just want. Amber made promises. They were set up, man. And yeah, what fucking breaks my goddamn fucking heart is probably a lot of them are what is going to lose their life in this shenanigan. Because it will be the martyrs. It's going to be the trauma. The trauma is what creates change. So it's the innocence. It's the loss of innocence. And then it's the people who take the innocence that have to face themselves. And then when you see these people, like, they're not even watching for flags. They don't give a fuck. They're so up their own ass. They're doing the right thing. We're defending our border. We're coming together against you stupid ass labor and all that kind of stuff. It's like, oh, this is so weird. It's like, because it is, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole thing with ascension and stuff. Well, everybody's here for it. But all these people, they all believe like this is the end times and get right with Jesus. And they think this is being right with Jesus. I guess. Going down and, you know. And it's just so weird how they just keep saying, we're just going down to protect our border. What are you talking about? We're having a peaceful protest, no violence. Quit trying to say we're being violent. Well, the news is saying there's like 28 fucking militia groups that are headed to the same place at the same time. There's other groups, whole fucking caravans walking, picking up all these other Americans, and I don't know where they're coming from. These long fucking parade walking. You got all sorts of people headed to one place. At the same time, they're putting this commercial out nonstop. Civil war, civil war, civil war. And then you can see, like, the energy. And you can see, like, it seems like it's all set up. Like, if this goes through and there isn't a bunch of violence and bloodshed, it will be a miracle. I swear to God. It just seems like it's so set up for some really bad stuff. And the people who, and it's weird too, like when you see them, like seeing her talking about it and how she's so like locked into this certain attitude, digging it in deeper and deeper, like, you know, like the rest of you are so stupid. And it's like, that's what I keep saying. It's like, that's this locking in hard on your attitude is so when that mirror flips in front of you, you see yourself hard. And another thing too is like, man, when you're locking in that hard on some of this stuff, it's almost like, oh, like you're about to see the other side. You're about to, things flip and you're going to be shocked. It's not just seeing, it's being, it's playing a part. It's like, fuck. Seems like you have something big coming. Something, especially on this one, you know, because she was having so many triggers that were happening. And then it would be just like she'd blow them off and then just keep going in deeper on that fucking stupid asses, you know, but then just kept putting on the bold glamour, like to hide her pain, you know. And then sometimes it'd be like she'd just forget about it and just go in and just be all just like to, I don't know. I kept on thinking like one of these things that would happen was going to stop her, and she was all of a sudden her attitude was going to change, and she was going to be like, oh my gosh, you know, she was going to see. But now that it's to this point and locking in harder and getting more divisive and more angry, it's like, oh my God, are you going to be in the middle of something? Like, I don't know. There's going to be, this is all to show us, you know, even if it is where there's the loss of innocence and it's the purging out of this energy of this, it's like this all-consuming taking over. It's like the blob energy, this dark energy of like control and manipulation and stuff. And it is, and how it has been so used, like this whole colonization of every place. Because even when the people were escaping a long time ago, you know, when the evil would rear its evil head, and they would try and escape and go somewhere different, and the evil kept going and expanding too and getting trickier. Man, they spend so much money just trying to learn how to outsmart us. Like, fuck. But, you know, it took them a lot of years of doing stuff before that. But they do have, they repeat their pattern. They repeat their same stuff over and over. I mean, it's like, that's why it's so easy to see right now. They're doing the same motherfucking shit as they've always done. Like what they're doing in Hawaii, and it's a bunch of different places. Like there's shit going down. There was some shit going down in Alaska. There's shit going down all over the place. And they were, I think it was 2021 where I had seen that they were doing that with some kind of these tribes over on these islands outside of Canada. And then when they hit the other Alaska with those storms right before winter and freezing the stuff and messing with their supplies, they do these things and they short them on resources and supplies. They do a lot of shady shit and shenanigans and take their land, kill them off. But they, you know, they've been doing that over here for so long, where it came. And yesterday, this is off. This is just something that's been on my mind. Is I have seen like these videos where I'll see these little girls getting their hairs braided and stuff, and they'll be doing them so tight and sewing their hair, and oh man, the stuff that these girls go through. I was like, when in the fuck did this start? And I mean, when I was a kid, they all just had just natural hair. And it wasn't like they weren't trying to keep it, you know, short. Like they had big fros. They would bounce around when they would walk. They would have picks stuck in them and they'd pick them out all the time. And they wanted them bigger. It was like a fucking halo. Just imagine all of the information that was coming into them. Like their antenna was out there like, whoa. It was fucking cool. I was like, that's what they didn't want. They didn't want these people to be proud. It was like a halo of information coming into them. And they wanted, they didn't want them to be proud. And they did. There was something conniving that went on. And I'm not sure if it had to do with dolls or whatever. But somehow they got all these girls to, and I think it seems like even in high school, there was something about the hair. Well, you know, if your hair is real big and you're picking it, then you're bothering people. Like you're making your hair too big or something. I think they started shaming these people. And yesterday, what got me started talking about was this You know how I said that there's all these filters, and these people put on these, what I would look like in the 70s filters. And these girls always put them on. I'm like, girl, you would look the fucking same. Like, it's so weird. If they go and they'll look like this, and then they'll go and put it on. But this girl, she was darker skin, and she had like dread kind of hair. And so the thing did her, and it did an afro. And that is the first one where I was like, okay, yeah, that is the difference. Like, this is what you look like in this era, but in the 70s, yeah, you would have looked like this. Not like that. That would have, like, if people who had that kind of hair, that would have been way more ethnic and way more immigrant, like, that was an unusual hairdo. If somebody was going around with dreads and stuff, that would have been an islander or something, Bob Marley. The people over in America, they had big afros. And so I said to that girl, I said, this is the first one of these I've ever agreed with. I was like, yeah, I totally agree with this. And so then we were chatting back and forth, and she was saying that they braid their hair to keep control of it because it gets so dry. And I said, that's so weird, because they used to have such big froze, just wild, let their hair be free. And I said, and their hair was always sparkling. It always had like a sparkle, like it was moist. It was like, when you think about like these giant halos of hair, the sparkling with life, because something they put on it made it sparkle. It definitely did not look dry. It looked sparkly. And I don't know what the products were back then. I'm sure if they were something good, they wanted to change the people's hair and wanted them to start, not have all that hair. They started getting people to do perms, cut their hair, color it, and all that stuff. And they did stuff to get them to change their hair, because that is like your antenna. You're more connected. I don't think you would do so much shitty stuff. The shitty stuff had to occur. Like, it was where, and I could see it coming, man. And I remember when I could see it coming, and I would try and point it out to people. Like, this is going to go bad. This is going to go bad. Having sex with strangers and stuff, that's not going to go good. That's not how things are meant to be. And there was a lot of stuff. Like, you can see what happened. People on drugs. It was a complete, our family, the whole family unit. Still have that girl in the fucking Walmart. I don't know, she got arrested and she got her kids taken. But just her attitude, like, and she's so young. She's like fucking 22. She's got years still. Have many more. So is that what we need to do? Just take her kids and shame her? Like, this is the problem. She's a broken kid. We got all these broken kids out here. They're just giving them more kids, more broken kids, more broken kids. Broken kids having broken kids. We got to start fixing the people who are broken so that they can start fixing themselves, fixing their own problems, Whatever is causing her so much pain that, everything else is a burden. Getting your kid dressed is a burden. I don't know. Wasn't like she wasn't all in there all fixed up. I mean, she had some, like, I don't know, bonnet or whatever on. So she just, I don't know, she was kind of a wreck. Her attitude, like, I don't know, she could have been drunk. Or, I think they're saying that she's mentally ill, but that's what they say about everybody. Like, we're all mentally ill unless we're doing what we're told. As soon as you go off their script, well, you're mentally ill. And it's like, so, I mean, there's a lot of people, like, mental illness is more of a struggle and pain. I don't know. I'm gonna be glad when our energy goes more towards healing. And people can feel good, and we can have a happier world where people feel good and it's not traumatic like that. People treating their own kids like that, and their own fucking out killing their own families and shit. Trying to marry their own fucking daughters and shit. It's like, god damn, this place is fucking god. Weird shit, man. But then I also see these other people, and some of these people too, that they'll think they're so awake, and they see everything as like so negative or something. I just don't understand, and I would assume it's got to be something from just having like a spiritual foundation. Having a spiritual foundation gives you more insight, and I don't know. I just know this stuff going on. I look at it so different than so many of these people. These people, all the way they look at it and the things they say and how divisive they are and how they're all like this smug and arrogant and condescending and divisive and hateful, and everybody wants to fucking it is like a degrade themselves, a low, just like kissing girls on your video for attention, and then coming in and telling people, I don't know, there's just something that's so weird. And seeing all these people, but to me, it's like they're all just keep locking in their attitude to show themselves. But it's like, it's the buildup. It's like the adding it all in so that they have a lot to see. Because it still is coming. That is coming. This thing that's going to happen. And this makes sense if this is what it's going to be. But, suddenly while they've got all this going, where they're creating this civil unrest, then they have all of a sudden now, Vladimir, he's like, well, we're just going to go ahead and just send a bomb over there or something. It's like, okay, so, because I know that group is trying to push to the other group to have to reveal itself. So Joe and them have to reveal themselves. But it's so funny because Joe and them isn't even real. And that's another thing when I hear these people talk. And they talk like he's real and stuff. It's like, and they get all serious about this fucking voting and this fucking the people who, it's weird. And then they think they're so awake. It's so weird. To me, being awake is awareness. It's being able to see. I just see so much more. I can see beyond what the people are doing. It is like you can see ahead. You can see stuff they don't see. It's weird. You feel things. Time definitely is, I don't even know. Like when I laid down yesterday, Stella, she had come in. She does her little weird glitching thing. I got her calmed down. I was petting her, and she relaxed, and she laid down, and then she was like snoring. And I was like, well, I'm going to lay down. Fuck, I'm tired. And so I laid down. It was like 4 o'clock, and every fucking time, it's like these giant tall beings or something. I don't know. There's something going on while I'm asleep that is new or different that I don't know how to explain. And it's like I'm in these two worlds at once or something. And even there was like this talking where I'm like talking, and I think I'm in this, and then I think something's going on. And I keep having these things like where I'm like, who is in the room? Where am I? And I'll have to sit there and I'll be like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Okay, I'm in here with Stella, and I'll hear some noises, and it's very, very weird. And so then, it was like something was pulling me or pushing me. It was like pushing me out of astral or pulling me back. I don't know. It was very strange. And it was like I heard something. And it was like I jolted out. And I jolted up off the couch when I did it. And I started talking. And then I looked down and I was like, Stella's asleep. Like, who was I just talking to? I was like, what the fuck? God, this is so weird. And then I was really out of it. I went over and I did the wood. I went in and peed. I stumbled back and I fell back into my bed and went back to sleep. But then it would happen again. Like, I keep having these weird jolting. And this, I don't know how to explain it. This is a very active astral, physical, and the nonstop fucking talking is like, God, shut up. So the so I have no idea about what the fuck it is. Like, there's so many weird things happening where to me it's like, there's nothing real. This is so unreal. This is so strange. Am I only here because I think I'm here? Am I going to be out of here when I realize I'm not here? Oh my God. And then, so I got up again. I think I got up like 3 fucking times. And I don't know if that was the 3rd time or 4th. I don't know. It seems like every few minutes I'm getting up and checking the fire or something, but I'm jolted awake when I'm doing it. Whatever it was. And then Stella is laying there panting, and I was sweating. That's another thing that keeps being weird. This weird temperature fluctuation. You're like freezing and then you're sweating. It's like, what the fuck? And then, so I was laying there sweating. She's panting. And I got my phone, I think. And I thought it said like 10:13 or something. I don't have any idea where that's even coming from. That's what I mean. It's like all this like stuff is like, what is real and what is not real? But then it was 9 o'clock. So it was 9 o'clock. I was like, fuck, 9 o'clock. Oh my gosh. Like, this night has not even barely got started. Oh my God, damn. And then I was like, okay, so how long have I been asleep? So I'm trying to think, okay, so if I went to sleep at 4, so like that would be like 5 hours. So I was trying to decide, like, do I just go back to sleep for a while and get back up? But then once I'm got this stuff going, it's like I can't, it's too fucking much. And this fucking face up here on this thing right there is like the face that was outside. That keeps being really weird too. This face that was outside by the moon keeps being on my phone, on my TV, and these different things. It's really weird. But because it almost looks like white plastic. It's weird. But so I got up and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a cup of tea. She went out. I started looking on my phone and I paused because we had on, this is alpha waves. These ones kind of bug me, but she likes them. The alpha ones are good for healing. This is 432. And I don't know, it really does good for her. But the one that we were on was like a 4 to 6 hertz theta. It was either theta or delta. I like both of the ones that are like, if they're in between like 2 to 7, theta or delta waves is what they say. Like, I don't know, I'm no fucking wave expert. But those ones put me into a deep sleep. And and obviously some weird shit's going on in there. But, so I paused it to see, like, well, how long I have been asleep then. And it said 7 hours. I was like, how could that be? How could that be 7 hours? Because I started it from the beginning. I went all the way back. So how could that be? This is where I keep saying time is so fucking weird. Like, that says 7 hours. The other thing says 5 hours. The other thing, like, just in the nighttime, to me, it feels like it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't at all feel like, it's 10:10. Doesn't at all feel like that to me. Feels like it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I just got this headache too. Fuck. This fucking loud goddamn sound in my ears. Fucking weird motherfucking giants walking around in here. And they're not giants. They're like, I don't know. I have no idea. What the fuck? It's not like giants like that. It's like, but they're giant. They're huge. Like, it was very jarring. And now I've seen like 3, is it 3 different ones? This one really threw me, but then I don't know. I'd have to think. Like, have I seen them more than 3 times? But now there's like this one, I've seen you before. Because that's why I feel like there's this one I've seen a few times. And I don't know why. I feel like he's got blondish hair. This one seemed dark. And then back here, like I've been doing something, and then all of a sudden there's something standing back here watching me. It's like I don't know. And see it fucking goddamn fucking sage doesn't do shit. When they're fucking in this other, I don't know. I don't know what all sage works on. It doesn't work on some beings. Like, it depends on the frequency, I guess. And we're so much more policed, like, than we think. And like I said, I really have no idea. I have no idea why I've had so many weird things. Because that other time, which I still don't know, to me it seemed like it was a man in black, but it could have been an astral traveler that was in the hall, where the one where I started, where it was so active that day, where I was going to do the saging, and that I got it and lit it, and he started laughing at me. And it was very, just like, God, you're an idiot. You're backwards. I was like, I know that there's way too much primitive thinking here. We gotta start thinking way more outside the box. And way more vast. And it is so much more about our energy. And being secure. Like, you're running your own battery pack. You gotta know what the hell you're running. You're running diesel. You're running premium. You gotta fucking know yourself. And you gotta recognize the interference. And the awareness that, yeah, there's other beings, and they could be right here. They could be standing right here. And we can't see them because they're a different frequency. And obviously, there's something over here. Like, this side of the room is this way. This side of the room is this way. I still can't figure that out. And it's not like that all the time. There's got to be an energy. Just right there. Alice looks like a person. I think this is where Vortex was seeing. But see, I have my coats right here. But see, that is what they do. Is they find places that they can, it's like they're chameleons. Like, they can just blend in. So I think it's kind of like they can just relax and blend in to something. And so to me, it is like, usually when you see something, it'll be like you'll see it out of the corner of your eye. And so when I saw this guy over here, It wasn't just out of the corner of my eye. It wasn't like I was sitting, no, I turned. I was doing something in the kitchen and I turned real quick. And I was like, fuck. That was creepy. That was so creepy. And it was so tall. I mean, because my door right here is really, really tall. And he was, I think these ceilings are like 20 feet or something. I would say he was like about 10 feet or something. He was fucking tall. Super tall. It was very strange. And I think I already said about those guys that have broken into the Giants crib now. They're all going through there. Like, they've got business. Everybody's going to, I don't know, find his stuff or something. Are they trying to approve it? There's so many different videos. Oh, yeah, and there's these little tiny people or something. I don't know how really tiny they are. They look like they're like this tiny. And I don't even know if this is real footage, but in Indonesia or something, they found these small tribe, this old folklore or thought to be a tribe that had gone extinct or something. But now they found some of them alive, and they have some of them trapped in a cave. And it's like, why can't people just let all the other beings just live their lives? What like, I don't know. There's something strange with humans. Like, I don't know. There's all these different beings and different life forms and stuff that are going to keep coming and keep showing up and keep giving you an opportunity to set your moral compass. You look at them like that they have intelligence and worth and value. There was a guy yesterday who shared this video off of Cosmic Disclosure, which Cosmic Disclosure is a good one. That's got a lot of secret space program stuff. And this guy was one of the guys out of it. But there's a bunch of them. Like, I mostly only know about Corey Good. There's a couple of more of them I recognize, and they all just always have these same stories. But this guy I had not seen before. That it seems like on Cosmic Disclosure before, it seemed like I don't know, they do a bunch of interviews with these guys. And this guy, he was asking him of all the different creatures that you have encountered or had to interact with, what is your favorite? And he was saying that he had a top 10 favorite, but he said that the one that really is, he always goes to, though, is the dogs. He said there's those dog ones, and they look like dogs, like how we think that dogs look, they look like that. And they talk, he said they talk kind of like huskies, but they all stand and walk. They all stand up and walk around, just like us, and talk. And he said that it's something that's interesting, that they find it interesting that we choose dogs as pets, and they have their pets are these little marsupials or something, like these little monkey things. So it's a similar kind of patterning, of the choice. They choose something that's similar to us, and we choose something similar to them. And so he was saying that they found that so interesting about that. And then when you think about the dogs as a species, as a not just a breed, but as an entire intelligent species, which I've talked about before. Like, when you go out and you listen to the dogs, they're communicating. Like, they talk in it's a pitch. It's like a Morse code. It's like a rhythm, and it's like the intensity, the pitch that it matters. Like, you can tell when you pay attention. Like, there's a certain one when a stranger's walking by. There's a certain one when there's distress. There's just, they all have a different way of communicating, and Stella's like always on it. She'll just like, sometimes she's got to jump up and run outside because she's always, I always see her as being somebody who's involved in it all. She just like likes a lot of stuff going on. She wants to be involved. She's got to get out there, and sometimes she'll just be so emotional about it too when she's talking. And I don't know. I think she's such a sweetheart. But it was making me think a lot of things about the dogs and stuff when I had seen that, and I thought that was so interesting. And let me think. Then I swear I mostly have the Texas thing. I feel like this is if it doesn't turn into a giant thing, it will be surprising. And something has got to happen. I mean, we have a giant thing coming. And if this is it, it's really strange to watch. And you can totally tell, like, people are, when they're here to play a role, they're there to play the role. There's no fucking, you can't, they're not going to see what they're not going to see. They're here for that experience. They're here to show us what this looks like. It's kind of like show us what hate and division looks like. Show us what ignorance looks like. Show us what division looks like. I just, it's mind-boggling how these people want to go down there and protect their border. And then, and she keeps saying, like, but she gets really mad when she's saying, it's like, I keep telling you people, we are not going down there to go and work with the military, whatever they're called, the reserve. We're not going down there to work with the reserve. We are going down there to have a peaceful protest, use our First Amendment right. We will be in this area. We want everyone to come. It's like, I don't know how you guys don't know that that's how they work. They get you guys together, and then they get people pretend to be a part of your group to go over and, you know, take somebody else out and then say you did it. So then it's like, you guys, they do this shit all the time. Like, how, like, what? Well, we're peaceful. Okay. I'm sure you know everybody in this 700,000 car thing. I'm sure they're all there with the same thing. Everybody just wants to, you know, drive, like these truckers, like, just got nothing but gas to waste. We're going to use all this gas and just drive. It's a long drive, too. I think it started over on the East Coast, and it's going all the way over to the West Coast. And I think that after they get the West Coast, it seems like that they go up towards the Midwest or something. Or maybe they kind of go across and then back. Or maybe it ends in California. And they go from West Virginia to, I don't even know where they started. It's a big old long thing. It's supposed to have all these trucks, and I still don't understand why go down to the board. Why would that even be a stop, especially with all this tension? And why? What do you even want to try and intimidate these people? Like, why can't you see these people as also being victim? But they don't. They only see them as people who are trying to fuck them over, take their jobs, cross illegally. They're all coming here to commit crimes. They're all criminals. You can't trust any of them. It's like, you guys, you not understand these are all talking points of division. This is all created. And they've done this over and over. Like, you guys think you're so aware of what went on in the 40s. Do you get what? You just don't see what side you're on. It's like, fuck. Those people are dirty. Those people are trying to take from you. Those people are below you. It's like, yeah, you're right. We got to protect ourselves. We got to protect our country. We got to protect all these stupid liberals that don't even know that they need protection. It's like, you guys are really up your own ass. So many of them, though, are religious people, too. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's got to play out. A lot of this stuff is, when everything is about the awakening. It's all about. It's all these events to awaken people, to get people to see, to get people to look at things, to get people to think for themselves, to look at things bigger and broader, to gain empathy. That's one thing with this group. These religious people and stuff, they just don't have empathy. They're so, even these people are, well, you should have got right with Christ. It's too late for you now. Good luck being damned to hell, burning for eternity. That's your just, you should have claimed his name. It's like, oh my God, damn. Yeah, that didn't sound dark at all. Yeah, the people who, I don't know. We'll just have to see what plays out. I think it's definitely set up. I think they're going to create some kind of thing, hopefully, or they would be hoping for a domino effect. And who knows how it will go. I mean, if you get all these people down there, you're telling me there will not be any weapons or any alcohol involved. Everybody's just down there just to go out and sit and talk to each other. Not anybody's going to be getting each other all built up. You don't get a group of people who are all in a certain mindset, get them together, and they're going to talk about something different. Maybe they're all going to sit out and learn how to crochet and knit and calm themselves down. Oh, I don't know. I think there's going to be 700. Where will they even all park? How, this is... And that's just the trucker one. That's not even all these other people. There's ones coming in cars. There's ones coming in walking. There's coming all over the place. All headed down to this place where we got fucking people trapped in razor wire. Young people that just wanted a better life. Who were paid. Oh, God, this is so... Yeah, but people don't see other people's problems. When they're just so focused on their own pain, their own fears. I can't even believe how much fear drives this society. They're so scared. There's not going to be enough resources. So scared someone's going to take something from them. Well, just take them over to your house then. Why did you go feed them? Well, I'm sure the fuck figure it out. I was sure the hell not start pushing people away. It was like, but I also have an awareness of what we're doing here. Like this is the coming together of humanity. This is where we come together. We show what we're made of. Some people are made of, dust and mud and meanness, and they have to see that for themselves. That's why, this big opportunity of locking in your shit-ass attitude. So when the big mirror is held up in front of you, that you see what you need to work on. But the whole thing is like, from my perspective of seeing, we're in this cycle, an earth cycle. We're in a changing of the ages. That they are independent realities, independent times, that there's remnants of the past, and that we keep trying to put it together and thinking that we're coming up with the story of our history, but really it's our truth it's just periods of time, of opportunities to learn and grow and to go into. And so that is a change in perspective, and a letting go of the need to know everything and how it all goes together, and what happened to create this and this and this and this. It's like it's nonsensical. It doesn't have really any real profound interest. There's no necessity to putting that all together. It's more kind of necessary to let go the need to put it together, to just allow it to be. And so just so we have like that part, which that it right there in itself, because there's so many people are so focused on the history and stuff, and it's interesting. There's so much interesting stuff, but there's so much of needing to let go of trying to make it all make sense, of trying to put it all together. It's like the things, like my stuff, it makes sense to me, but it doesn't, it's not like I have to have all of the pieces. It's an overall. It's like a being able to see an overall thing. But then when you try and get down to every single nut and bolt, it's like when you get those certain sets, it's like they just don't line up right. And you can sit there just going crazy trying to make them line up, or you can just be like, you know, sometimes you just got to put things together. It doesn't have to be so perfect. But so to me, yeah, our time and everything that's like, it's a part of our awakening so that we can understand ourselves and understand what we're doing here. That we're here just for the experience, and we have a limited time and a window of space in order to have that experience, to show yourself what you're made of, like what you can do. And so it's like, look at what I can do, look what I can do. Is showing yourself. Like, that's so funny too, because like little kids are always like, watch, look what I can do, look what I can do. You know, I'll go jump in the pool 25 times, the same thing. But watch. You know, this is, you know, watching yourself, learning, enjoying yourself. But so, you know, there's this aspect of self that is evolving. So that has, you know, that's the biggest focus to me, is about that. And the misinformation is so much like, it's about the spiritual world too. There's so much misinformation in the spiritual community, but that is up to each individual, just as in all these different things. It's up to each individual to go and look for things themselves, to follow their own desire in learning, to figure out what it is that they want to understand. What do you want to understand about being human? What do you want to understand about this place? You know, and go in and doing your own research, your own self-induced learning about who and what you are, so that you can become more comfortable with who and what you are, so you can understand for you. It's not like you have to understand or make anybody else understand. It's just so you can become more comfortable. Because it's all this journey to self. And it's all about finding your own comfort in your own self. It's all about this balance, becoming comfortable being you. And so that, to me, is the biggest thing about what's going on. And the thing that has been mind-blowing to me is the lack of spirituality. But that is what I was going to say earlier, even when I was talking to people who were spiritual, is the disconnect. Like, they still were not connected to, like, I don't know. It was different than what I, like, different, connected to their guides, to the world. There's a lot of people who haven't really looked into much too about spiritual stuff. Like, I don't know. I just think like, well, you just get some crystals, and it's like, it's so much more than that. You stop eating meat and get crystals, and then you're spiritual. It's like, it's more than that. But but anyways, that's each person, you know, has to find their own thing. But that is definitely one of the things that was very shocking to me, how disconnected people are from themselves, from their own soul. But that has been more revealed now, is it's all through the programming and indoctrination. People are, they're so interfered with their connection. And people are reconnecting. People are connecting all the time. And so that is, plugging in, to unplug where you're not meant to plug in and plug in where you're meant to plug in. Find your truth and stop being a part of, their energy draining system. But but then it's like, it's just on all these different levels, as you go through it, because it is all these people are here for this awakening thing. And it's in all different ways. Some people are here to be martyrs and wake other people up. Some people are here to see really dark sides of themselves. There's a lot of people who won't be able to go past it, who won't be able to heal from it. They'll give up. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to go on. There's going to be a lot of suicide, I think, a lot of people. But you got to remember, nobody can kill themselves unless they're meant to. It's impossible. You cannot kill yourself unless you're meant to. That's your way out. And when people do that way out, it's much more complicated. It's much more complex than what we've been, led to believe. It's all about the lessons. It's all about what you're learning. It's all about the stuff that comes up. And so it's different ways of loss. And then in this scenario, when these people, when there's a whole mass amount of people that can't face themselves, see, that's a part of their learning. It's a part of them seeing that for themselves, seeing themselves that way, to see what held me back. Why? What was it I couldn't get over? What was the problem? Why? So that people can see for themselves, their soul can see. So it's all different reasons. It's not going to be like everybody who kills themselves is all for the same reason. Yeah, it's like all different, but you can't do it unless it's meant to happen. It's something that they've lied to us about. Like, you kill yourself and automatically you're going to die. No. There's lots of people who try and don't. And there are lots of people who suffer long-term effects from the attempt. But that's because it's a part of their lessons. It's a part of what they are there to learn. It's all about getting to see these different sides of yourself so you can understand yourself. And so what's going on is, it's all about this awakening, this consciousness, these people being in this mind trap and pulling themselves free from the mind trap, and this awakening. But the forward movement is towards unity. This is moving out of dark into light. And in the dark, there was a lot of hatefulness and bitterness and thievery, and it was just a lot of nasty, dark energy. And people are very comfortable with that. Very comfortable in the nasty energy. And that will be one of the impacts too. When it turns, it's going to make them feel so disgusted with themselves. That is going to be a big thing. People are going to be really disgusted with themselves because they only are seeing the dark. They're not seeing it. And it's wild when you see these people who think they're so awake and they don't see it. They don't see it. And so that to me is just, it's like it's right on the edge of whatever this is. It's going to happen. And that impact is going to create this domino effect. It was going to lead a lot of people into healing. That's why the healing modalities, the healing arts and stuff, that's going to take off. People who have been involved in that, their careers or their jobs or their businesses or whatever, it will start taking off because there's going to be such a mass amount of people who want to heal, who want to feel better. It's going to feel so hard. And there's going to be so many people who just want to feel better. They're going to be desperately looking like, how do I feel better? How do I stop feeling like this? And so there's going to be a huge movement in the healing while this is all going down. But there's such a massive amount of people who think that they're awake, who go around really ego and arrogant and talking down on other people. And that to me is going to be, because there's the people who don't know that there's anything. They don't know anything. Like yesterday, even my daughter, she said something about, one of my daughters said something about, like, how's it going or something like that. I said, I don't know. This just feels so weird. I feel like I'm in some kind of a book or something. I feel like I'm a story in a book. And then I thought that she was going to say back, like, oh my gosh, Mom, do we need to send you to a mental hospital? Should we have an evaluation? Are you okay? And she said, but she came back and she goes, okay, I know what you mean. I've been having the same thing. I was like, see, it is, you know, that was a switch there. But the people who, the people who, that they haven't been, they didn't know that there was something to awaken to. They didn't know that there was anything to be concerned about. They just know a lot of weird shit is going on. And, you know, a lot of them got these, a lot of them, you know, a lot of them are spiritual people, or in the new spiritual community and stuff. But, it's so many different levels. But there's a group of people who are, I don't know, because you have the ones that are woke, and they're super snotty and think these people aren't woke because they don't care. Like, it's so weird how these words work and stuff. But there's a whole group of people who just don't have any awareness about any of it. And then, but you have this other group of people who have an awareness that there's stuff going on. So they think they're awake, because these other people, they're just too stupid. They're not awake at all. They're sheep. They don't know anything. But see, this is the thing. Those people have the biggest thing that's going to be impacted to me. If the other people, yeah, it's going to impact them. When the world flips and all of a sudden they see, like, oh my God, I didn't see. But to me, it's going to, like, pieces will go together for them. Where all of a sudden it's going to be like, oh my gosh, all these pieces will start going together. These other people, like, this is purging out an attitude. This is purging out a hatefulness. There's a hatefulness being purged out. It's divisive. And see, it has to be purged out. And the people who are attached to it, the people that represent that, the people who hold that energy, they won't go forward in it. That energy doesn't go forward. So if you're attached to that energy, you're not going to go forward. And if you feel divisive and hateful and judgmental towards people you don't even know, if you are disconnected from God and unity and love, if you are disconnected from, like, the earth and the earth cycles, like, there's all of these things. Like, as you're awakening, your true spiritual awakening has to do with your connection to the earth, to nature, to mind, body, spirit. It's this connection to all that is, and you're the part of it, and seeing what part you are. So it's, you know, understanding that your divine connection into the world, into the energy of existence. But the people who, I don't know, I just always find it strange how, like, that you think that you're better than other people don't deserve things, and even if you're talking about people in third world countries that are poor and aren't able to make it, and then you're telling them, you know, go back to your country, you're not allowed here. Like, how did you get here? And I'm not just, like, all on this open borders or whatever. Like there's this whole thing where they think it's just like, you just don't care. You just think everybody should just, but there is a sense of that. Yeah, we should. We should not be restricted. None of us. We should all be able to freely go wherever we want. We shouldn't be controlled and contained and, you know, ask for our papers every fucking where we go. We got to, like, that is against our human rights. And so, yeah, I'm all about that. That's where I'm at my stage in this awakening. It's all about human rights. And we all have the right to be free. We all have the right to move around on this planet freely. There's nobody who owns this planet. People can't just come and sell us the property and then take it back away from us when we've spent money. They do all this illegal, corrupt shit. They sell us things that they can't sell us. And they destroy things that they shouldn't be destroying. That energy has to go. And the people who all are supportive of that energy. Is one thing too, is like, you know, the people who are destroying our health, like they should be our concern. They should be our focus. Like you motherfuckers up there who are destroying our health, that's who we need to be protecting ourselves from. Protecting our borders? Like what? We got these motherfuckers over here trying to fucking kill us, but you guys want to go down there because that's where they're trying to focus you. That's where they're pushing you. And you guys just go ahead and go then. Because this obviously has to play out. We have to watch stupidity play itself out. We have to watch ignorance and hatefulness play itself out. And hopefully I'm wrong, but man, it sure seems like it's building up to that. You know, like even when I, was saying it, and it was like, okay, this is really weird, I'm going to look like a real fool here. So different thinking. But no, I'm seeing a whole lot of people saying the same shit. There's a whole lot of people. And they may not be staying on the level of spirituality, of the dark energy and the light energy and how this has to play out. And the people are just going all in on their stuff. Like they may not understand it on those kinds of levels. But there's a lot of other different levels. And it seems to be to a big amount of us, a stupid ass idea. It doesn't make any sense when there's so many other ways that we can battle this energy. The biggest to me is to just stop buying shit from them. Just start going and making our own communities, start growing our own food, start taking care of ourselves. They depend on us to depend on them. So when we say, hey, I don't need you, that is the thing that is hurtful to them. And they'll do everything. They'll kick and scream. They'll put more rules. And it's like, no, I'll move out of your goddamn town. I don't need your shit. I can fucking go live out on a fucking desert island. Fucking just exist. Like, figure out shit to do. And fucking be here. Being fucking assaulted with weather all the goddamn time and chemicals, and it's like it's fucking nonsense. So anyways, how long have I been talking? I've been talking a long time. It seems like, what is it now? 10 to see, that's weird. It was 10:10 and now it's 10 to 12 and it was 1:33. I don't know, does that add up? I'm so off. Like, but you got people who are talking about 200-year-old fucking churches that were made in the 1600s. I was like, isn't that 400 or 500 years old? Like, I don't know. It's just like, ugh, I don't know. Everything is so weird. But whatever you're feeling, whatever weirdness you're going through, just don't let it make you lose your mind, because it feels like that. It feels like this is weird. Just keep on thinking of yourself. Just wind yourself up and just keep going. If something's going to break free, and, we'll be able to... I feel like it's like this just because we're just on the edge of this change. So it's just like this really weird thing. But something will click over, and then... well, there'll be a lot of violence. There'll be a lot of emotions, but it will be. I don't think it's going to seem. I don't know. I think everything seems so weird right now is because of only it's like not everybody is in the same reality. So something will pull us more into the same reality, this event. And that's when things will turn. And that's when people have to face themselves. And like I said, I think there's a lot of people who these people think are so stupid and such sheep. But I think that they will probably have a easier time when this happens than these people. The people who are so stuck on hate and division and so calling people names all the time and thinking that God is out to kill half his own people, like those people, I think they are going to have the hardest time because of all of the dark energy. Some of these other people, they could have been purging it out. And a lot of them are. They just want to go out and help people. That's why they're out marching through the streets, carrying other people's, putting their scarves on and all this stuff. They just want to help them. They don't want anybody to feel bad. And, you know, so there's a big difference in these two energies. You know, there's this super hateful, and then, you know, just want everybody to love everybody and come together and be protected. That's more of the unity. And even when these ones are saying that they're all about unity, but your unity is segregated. No, you're not bringing everybody together. These people, at least, they're bringing everybody together. Like, even though that they seem to not even know what the hell they're doing. It's like you're setting up a war situation here too. So like, there's a lot of shit going on out of ignorance, but some of it is out of kindness and some of it is out of hatefulness. The two energies, the hatefulness will be the hardest one to get over. In the kindness, they'll feel stupid and tricked, and there'll be a lot of emotions, you know. So there's going to be a lot when this happens. It's going to be a lot. It's not going to be like, but for a lot of us, it's going to feel so good. I just feel like it's going to feel good. It's all of a sudden going to be like, oh, okay. Now we're out of that weird energy. And now we're more set in this other energy. So I just feel like, but I don't know. Maybe it's just going to get weirder. I don't know. Who fucking knows at this point? So whatever. It's just another weird day in another weird world in our weird reality. In these weird realms. And just remember that's what it is. It's realities and realms. And, you know, and luckily this one is ending. Like this weird reality. Like we're shifting gears. And we're going to, and we're going to pull it into this other, and we're going to fucking blast off, quantum blast into the future that we want, into the reality that we want. But we got to shed this one that we don't want. We got to see all this stuff like, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. So keep remembering what you don't want, but keep focusing on what you do want, the love and the unity and the coming together and living in freedom, having all the food you need right out in your fucking yard. You know what's so crazy too is all the places that used to be like fruit trees and stuff in town, people didn't have to worry about eating. Homeless people wouldn't have been hungry. There's fucking food in the streets. But, you know, that's not the kind of world that they wanted. They want a different world that is all about control, and they only want the ones there that they can control. So anyways, luckily it's over. Slowly but surely. This is the dead, what is that, dead cat roll or something? This is long. This long drawn out death roll, whatever it is. The longest drawn out death scene in the world. So, anyways, hopefully though we're at the last breath. Let's just, hopefully, it's Monday. Oh, Monday already. So we'll see how this week takes off. Hopefully it's just going to catapult us into some action. But not, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. If these people are going to go down there and create this battle for hate and anger and violence and their things with their borders and all their shit, then, you know, it's out of our hands. It's what has to be done. It's out of our hands. And is whatever happens, You know, I think it's going to be the innocence. It's going to be the impactful. The loss of innocence is what hurts. So, anyways, we'll see how this week goes. Next weekend, you know, it's like we're just leading to this next weekend, the intersection of whatever it's going to be. So just, you know, just, I swear, I think it's just get your head wrapped around what you think is going on here. Because it's weird when I hear all these different people saying different things and stuff. And it's like, oh, I see things differently. But, you know, each person has to figure it out for themselves. You can't just believe something because I say it. You can't just believe something because I believe it. You have to believe something because it's inside you. You got to believe what's inside you. That's the connect. That is where you connect, plug into yourself. And you don't have to agree with anybody. You don't have to agree with any of the stuff that anybody's saying. It's you. I would definitely recommend doing some research into some stuff, because there seems to be a lot of people who they just trust their inner, but their inner, they haven't really gone through it yet. Like they don't really know it. They're not very familiar. You know, when you're not very familiar, you can have a lot of dark energy that is guiding you and directing you. So anyways, that's just my thoughts. So anyways, have a good day. We'll start this day and see where this week takes us. So be safe and be strong and work on you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Or maybe I'll be back today. Who knows? This is like, who knows? It could be, because it's seriously just now midnight. So I don't know. Day and time and everything is just weird and wacky. So anyways, I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Bye.